Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ryan Retro channel. Today I finally have the AYN Thor. This released about 7 or 8 months ago at this point, and I finally collected enough pennies to be able to afford one for myself. I'm extremely excited to get into this, so let's open it up right away. We have what looks to be a magnetic front part, which we can open like that. Beautiful. We have a nice sleeve at the top to pull out the information card telling you the specifications of the device and what all the buttons do. That's a really nice classy touch. We also have some battery safety tips like don't throw your battery into a fire. Good that they included that because I was planning to do that right after filming. Let's peel away that first layer of protective foam, and here is our beautiful AYN Thor. Before I open it, let's just check what else we get. We get a Quality Control Approved sticker, March 2026. It's actually a piece of paper, it's not a sticker, because I know somebody in the comments will say, that's not a sticker, that's a card. It's a card, fine, I was wrong. Let me live. We also have a little box, which I assume is going to have some kind of cable inside. Yes, we have a quite nice looking USB-C to C cable for charging, and possibly connecting to an external display as well. Check out my recent dock video for some inspiration there. Let's just check underneath everything, but yes, that seems to be all we get in the box. So let's now tuck into the main course. This is our AYN Thor. I got it in this grey rainbow color, named so because it has these rainbow buttons. I did actually try to change it to white, but AYN wouldn't reply to my emails, so I'll just learn to love this as it is. This is the max version, meaning it has 16 gigabytes of RAM and a 1 terabyte internal storage drive. Lovely! Looking around the device, we of course have an SD card slot, which I'll soon be putting my SD card into. We also have a headphone jack, a USB-C port for charging and connecting to an external display, the power button and volume buttons at the bottom of the device, interestingly. At the top of the device, we have our left and right clicky bumper buttons and our analog triggers, which feel quite nice, although a little bit small. The left and right sides are completely empty, except for these lanyard holes, which could be a good way to carry this around. The back has the AYN branding and some ventilation. Opening up the lid, we of course have our two beautiful displays here, which we'll turn on and look at in more detail soon. Looking at the bottom half, we have our select and start buttons, our home and back Android buttons, stereo dual firing speakers down here, an AYN button at the bottom in the middle, a D-pad at the bottom left, our A, B, X and Y buttons, which feel quite nice, are not too clicky, they're quite spongy. And we have our inset analog sticks at the top left and bottom right, the position that I like them to be in. Due to the nature of this being a clamshell folding device, the thumbsticks are a little bit down in the chassis a little bit. You can see they really don't protrude too much, but there is a nice range of motion there. They feel very, very nice. Let's now turn on the device and look at what makes it so special. The real star of the show are these two screens that we have. Up the top, we have a 1920 by 1080 120 Hz 6-inch panel, basically the same screen that's inside the AYN 3. The bottom screen is about 4 inches and it's 1080 by 1240, 60 Hz. It's basically the same screen that's inside the Retroid Pocket Classic. So you're essentially getting both of these devices' screens all in one here on this little folding device. So while on the AYN 3 we can play a nice big 16 by 9 game like Little Prince Boy Exhale Off the Crazy, and on the Retroid Pocket Classic we could play something like Pokemon Ruby. On the AYN Thor we can play both at the same time, running around in our nice big 16 by 9 game at the top, and then maybe when we want to take a break, tapping on this screen and carrying on with Pokemon. This is absolutely glorious. We can also use the bottom screen for other things as well, like watching YouTube, checking out videos from our favorite creators while playing games on the top screen. We can of course switch these around as well and watch the videos nice and big on the top screen while gaming on the bottom screen. The sky really is the limit with this, and I think it's absolutely incredible. I don't think it's just for the doom scrolling TikTok generation either. I really like to have a video on while I'm playing a game. I'm not necessarily staring at it all the time, but I like to have something in the background I can glance to every now and again. I really like this. This makes me happy. The bottom screen has plenty of other uses as well. For example, we can tap the AYN button and come along to settings. And here you can see your frame per second in your game, various other information like the temperature, the fan speed, and you can change some of the settings here. For example, turning on the LEDs around the sticks and changing their colors like this. changing the performance profiles and the fan speed curve, all the kind of things you'd usually have to swipe down from the top of the screen for, or swipe in from the right side of the screen for, obscuring your game. You're able to keep playing your game without obscuring anything and just changing it down here, which is really nice. And of course, we always have that tip whenever you use a new AYN or Retroid device, and that is if you look at the right side of the screen here, you will see this long, thin white line. That's showing you that you can expand this panel on the right-hand side. Very handy, but the white line's a little bit annoying. So to get rid of that white line, we're going to swipe down from the top of the screen to expand the settings panel. Swipe to the right until you see something called floating icon. That is the floating icon. Now you can turn it off completely and then the line will be gone, but then you won't be able to access that quick settings panel anymore. What we want to do is hide the line but still be able to access the panel. So what we're going to do is turn the floating icon on, and we're going to tap this little arrow that's pointing to the right. Now it can be a bit finicky to tap, sometimes it just turns the whole button off, but keep trying, and after a few tries, or maybe on your first try if you're lucky, you'll get this pop-up saying floating icon transparency. And as you'll see, it turns off once again really quickly. So you need to tap on that icon and then drag this all the way down to 0, and that will make that line invisible, but it will still be working perfectly. After just setting this up and getting used to it a little bit, I'm already in love with this thing. I think this is amazing. I see where all the hype comes from. I see why it's transcending the niche. This is a real game changer, and I wish I got it months ago. But my opinion is not the only opinion that matters. Yes, it's time for the girlfriend test. Okay, my girlfriend's taken the seat. This is Hyunji's show now.
Hello, guys.
Do you remember last time I showed you these two devices? Do you remember you looked at these and you guessed how much they were? About a year ago. It was really long ago.
Yeah, I remember.
So you remember this one's kind of like a Game Boy.
Yes.
And then we also looked at this one that flips open like this.
Yeah.
And I had you guess how much they were and what you thought about them. Do you remember which one you liked more?
This one.
Yeah, but do you remember which one you thought was more expensive?
This one.
Yeah, you thought that was more expensive. And do you remember how much you guessed that they were?
$70.
Oh, yeah, close.
120.
Oh, exactly, actually.
Right?
How did you know that?
Yeah, I remember.
You remember? Do you remember how much they really were then?
I don't know.
Ah, well, I'll tell you later.
forgot.
First of all, let's look at the new one. It's similar to this one, except you'll see there's one difference. So let's move this over here, and then let's look at this one. So open that one.
Oh, is it new one?
It's a new one, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, what do you notice is different about it?
Oh, it's two screen, this one.
Yeah, it's got two screens, so you can play two games at the same time. So on the top screen, you can be playing one game.
Oh, I love this game.
Oh, do you like it?
Yeah, cute.
It's a very cute game.
Yeah. Oh, so cute.
But then while you're playing that game, on the bottom screen, you could be playing another game.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
Why?
Both.
How can I focus?
Then-
I don't understand.
Then how about while you're playing this game, on this screen, you can be watching YouTube.
Oh.
So you can be watching the newest Ryan Retro video while you're playing your games.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
I mean, why have to play game and watching YouTube both same time?
I think it's not girlfriend approved, guys. Anyway, how much do you think this is? You don't understand the point of it, but let's do a price
Price?
guess. Yeah.
This one is $120, right?
Yeah, that's what you said last time.
This one should be more higher than this.
Yeah, it should be higher than that, right? So how much do you think it is?
120. Then this one, I think double the price, $240.
Should I tell her?
I think too much, 240, right?
You think 240 is too much?
Yeah.
This was more than $500.
What?
It's not girlfriend approved. Okay, so what have we learned today? We've learned that if you're going to buy yourself an AYN Thor Max, enjoy it, but don't tell your girlfriend how expensive it was. So my first impression of this is it's absolutely fantastic. I'm so excited about all the things that I can do with this. I'm already installing things like Game Native, Eden, all the things I'll need to make lots of videos about this, and I have some huge plans, including comparing it to the competition like the cheaper Anbernic DS clone and a real DS itself as well. I'm going to be putting these against each other and seeing which one wins. I have a massive video which is going to take a long time to make, but I think will be really fun. And one video I really want to make is showing all the use cases for this second screen. So if you guys have some interesting use cases for the second screen, things like a Pip-Boy, a Pokedex, etc., please let me know in the comments below and I'll make sure to add them to that upcoming video. I hope this video was interesting. It's just my first impressions. I'll be really putting this to the test over the next week or two, so watch out for more content coming soon. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm sure it won't be long before we're saying hello again. There's different levels actually. You get different levels like how much RAM and how much storage.
얼마인데?
80만 원?
Did you buy?
Yeah.
80만 원 주고?
Yeah.
아,